Carpad's Domain. Once again, we're with you here tonight with another James Bond movie, number 13 in the James Bond franchise. This time it's Roger Moore and Octopussy. Well, after the last film, that was going to be it for Roger Moore. He was going to walk away. He wanted to retire. He was originally signed for 3 movies, which he did, and he was going to retire. So the search was on for a new James Bond, and I guess they interviewed a bunch of people, including one that almost made it to the film, which is James Brolin, Josh Brolin's dad. He was all set and ready to go when they talked Roger Moore into coming back for at least one more picture. And that was all because there was another movie coming out called Never Say Never Again with Sean Connery. Now, this was going to be a James Bond movie that was going to be filmed based on the movie Thunderball that the other studio owned rights to. And it was going to be with, Sean Connery. And they felt they needed a strong guy to go up against Sean Connery, and bringing in a new Bond at that particular time wouldn't have been a good idea. They had tested Timothy Dalton. They had tested, as I said, James Brolin, among others. And Roger Moore said, yes, I'll come back for one more movie. And ultimately, he did sign another one-picture deal to come back after this one. So Roger Moore was back. This movie cost $27.5 million, and it took in the box office $187.5 million. It's a film I've always liked, although I do have some issues with this. It's not my favorite Roger Moore movie, but I certainly enjoy it. It's very watchable. This time James Bond goes up against jewel thieves, and it's a kind of convoluted plot. It basically finds that one of his 007s were murdered, and he has in his possession a Fabergé egg, which is this gold and diamond encrusted egg, which leads to a plot by a renegade Russian general to trade fake jewelry so they could get the real jewelry out and fence it with Louis Jourdain's character, Kamal Khan, in this movie, and ultimately Maud Adams' Octopussy, who would then give them money so he could buy a nuclear weapon. And of course, this nuclear weapon would be detonated ultimately on a Air Force base overseas to force disarmament, and then Russia would, of course, move in and take over the United States. It's a very convoluted plot. And along the way, James Bond runs up against twin knife throwers, all sorts of stuff in this movie. Once again, this movie grossed $187 million at the box office. So it was yet another good showing for James Bond. And to talk about all this and more, Dylan from Dylan's Horror Show. How you doing, Dylan?
What up? Took you long enough.
Hey, no, we're back with, let's lay down the facts, man. Just lay it down a little bit.
I always enjoy your facts.
But, yeah, this was the first movie that MGM, who bought out United Artists, this is the first movie they sponsored or they produced. And Roger Moore was getting a little long in the tooth. It has a great opening sequence where Roger Moore is in that little plane.
Yeah.
Flying, trying to get away from flying, fill her up, trying to fly through a bunker, and it does the sideways Millennium Falcon thing. So it had a really good opening sequence that really didn't tie into the movie once again, but it was thrilling. We had to return to Maud Adams.
Do a random opening here and there that has nothing to do with the movie.
And this movie also has a first glimpse at Robert Brown as the new M, taking over from Bernard Lee, who had passed away, sadly. We got some good stuff in this movie from Q. Q even got a little lucky there. Even went on a mission, and then he was going to get a little at the end. So, hey, lucky Q. And
yeah, it's cool to kind of see him actually in the field, too, for a little bit.
All the girls wanted him, so that's kind of cool. But once again, as I said, I've always enjoyed this Bond movies, but it's not my favorite. Bond, some of the things I have issues with. Bond ends up having to wear the costume of an alligator, a bear,
I thought the alligator was sweet.
and a clown.
Yeah, the clown I didn't like. That was too much.
Roger Moore gets to play dress up in this movie a little bit.
Yeah, the clown was a little too much.
All a little goofy. The alligator was kind of cool, but we had some good car chases along the way. The whole market chase. The other thing about this movie too, besides the plot, which was a little convoluted, was really who was the villain in this movie. We had Louis Jourdain, who was in Swamp Thing, playing Kamal Khan, the exiled prince. He was kind of a wishy-washy villain, I thought. Certainly not the best villain. Then, basically we have Octopussy, played by Maud Adams, who was in man with the golden gun, but she ultimately turns to Bond's side and becomes his ally.
Like, yeah, I like
so. So I mean, she's not really the villain. So I guess ultimately the villain was that German, the Russian general played by Steven Berkoff, who was in Outland and
whatever.
48 Hours. But he's dispatched pretty quickly. So really, and then we had that Sheik, the tall guy that Bond goes up against on the airplane when he does that great scene where he's hanging on the outside and he's fighting the guy on the outside of the plane. We had him for the henchman, maybe taking over a little bit from Jaws, big imposing guy. So we had a whole bunch of plot stuff in this movie, and it gelled, but it was still very convoluted. It wasn't a big take over the world. It wasn't a big dynamic villain, but it was okay. I thought the movie was definitely exciting and entertaining enough. So I won't put this in my pantheon of the best of Roger Moore, but it's a solid entry, I think, in the James Bond franchise. What did you think?
I have a couple minor gripes, but I really enjoyed it. I thought I quite liked that, he goes to India and, like these Indian guys chasing him down on elephants and shit.
Yeah, hunting him down.
I like him dressing up as an alligator and the bear. I thought the alligator was kind of reminiscent to Ace Ventura when he gets into that rhino. And, I was like, they definitely had to steal that from Bond. And I thought it was cool that at first you think Octopussy is going to be the bad girl, but then you also find out that she has not like a cult, but like a mob of all these badass, hot, beautiful women. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's her jewelry thieving,
Yeah,
they're circus, but yet they're criminals.
I was going to say there was a lot of beautiful women in this, man, and I thought I liked some of the fight scenes with Bond in this. I thought he had some really cool, clean, like hand to hand.
Well, as Q says, Bond's on an island of women. We won't be seeing him tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I really did enjoy it though, man. I actually I really like the characters in this. I wasn't sure how I was gonna like Kamala Khan. I did actually end up
Kamala Khan is Ms. Marvel.
I know that's the same thing. They're the same name.
No, his name is Kamal Khan.
Kamal.
And she's Kamala Khan.
Fucking 1A. I don't care. He's fucking Kamala Khan to me. But yeah, no, I definitely enjoyed it, and the opening was cool. I really enjoyed the score on this. The opening song I actually really enjoyed as well.
It was a big hit.
Nice little different one. I like that they kind of keep with the times, like what the music that was kind of hip at that time.
Yeah, definitely the 80s,
Yeah. What else? Like I said, the alligator, all that was cool. I thought some of the set designs were great. Him running away in the jungle, being hunted down by them, I thought was really cool. And I did like that it kind of seems a little more like a mid-level job at first, because he's kind of looking for this Fabergé egg, and it's more like a jewelry heist type thing, and then ends up becoming a little more, because that general ends up wanting to blow this place to hell, which is a little weird that he wants to blow this circus to hell.
Well, the circus was on an Air Force base, and he wanted to blow up the Air Force base because he felt he was going to blame the explosion on the Americans so that they would get rid of all their nuclear weapons that were on that base, and then they could attack and take over. As I said, it's a very convoluted plot.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think I even picked up on that. I ended up watching it I watched it fully through, and then
Right.
I dozed off like once or twice, and then I ended up watching it again. I just like skipped through some of the parts I had already like remembered. I really did enjoy it, man. I keep saying, I haven't come across a bad Bond movie. It's
Oh,
not perfect by any means.
this is
There's
certainly
got
not.
a couple
This
gripes.
is certainly not bad. I just
No,
think,
I quite
yeah, I
enjoyed
just,
it. I really enjoyed
I would stack it below some of the other James Bond,
yeah.
Roger Moore movies.
I think I enjoyed like Octopussy and her like gang of like a hot ass chick. I actually really enjoyed them a lot, and I thought it was like a little something different. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, this movie wasn't.
really repetitious with all the these bad guys, and I was
Yeah,
like,
this movie was pretty
once
much.
then they team up, and you know what I mean. He grows like you think she's gonna try to kill him at first, then they grow a relationship, and he ends up saving her. You know,
Right.
I
Yeah,
think
that
I like
relationship
that.
is the only part of the movie that is from the book. The book, when she tells that story that her father was this guy and Bond was tracking him down, and Bond let him commit suicide instead of being taken to jail, so he saved face. That's the only part of the book that's in the movie. The rest of it is a totally new story. But at least they took that one part.
I just like too when Bond gets his revenge on the one guy, and he's forget what the one guy said when he tries to kill Bond. He was like, "That's for 009, motherfucker."
Right, the guys with the knives.
Yeah,
That going that throwing the knives around. They were kind of cool. So
yeah.
some of the henchmen in this movie were kind of good.
Yeah, they were cool and a little kind of creepy, you know. Always the close-ups of their face, like you're looking all angry and pissed.
Would have been cool, I thought, maybe that if they had the one of the henchmen or the villain be a clown, like a real evil looking clown. That maybe would have been cool.
Yeah, that would be my one gripe. I did not like seeing Bond dress up as a clown.
But it makes sense. He was trying to hide from the police.
Yeah, because I'd say that was the one cool thing I really did like, is that he kind of seems to go like more undercover in this.
Right.
Where I know he's kind of like he'll dress up as like a Marine or something, you know what I mean? But I was like, I fucking love that alligator, man. I thought that was so cool.
Well, and the bear was just standing there in the car, so he put the suit on.
Yeah, and then there's the one guy that was wearing the gorilla suit too.
The gorilla suit. I mean, not Bear, gorilla. That's what I meant.
Oh, was that him in the gorilla suit?
He was in the gorilla suit.
Oh, I didn't even pick up on that.
Yeah, He put it on. It was staying in the corner. He put it on when the guy came in, and they got him.
Okay.
So. That's what I'm saying.
No wonder why this was going to be his last one.
So you got me in a fucking alligator, a gorilla suit, and a clown? Fuck you. I'm booking, man.
I'm out, motherfucker.
I'm out of here.
I am out of this.
I did my 3-picture deal, and I'm done.
Right.
Fuck you. And I don't know if you noticed it, one of Bond's henchmen, one of Bond's, the guy that picked up Bond in the car. No, it wasn't that one. The guy who was the aide to Q in the laboratory, Smithers, was played by Jeremy Bulloch. And Jeremy Bulloch is Boba Fett in Star Wars. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
Wait, really?
Yeah, no. Of course. Star Wars is filmed in Pine Tree in England, where this was all made. So a lot of the guys show up in Bond movies. But I definitely like the set pieces in this movie. They were a little bit more low key. The guy that played his one of the guys helping that VJ, the guy that got killed.
Yeah.
He's a tennis pro, and that's why they had him playing like a tennis guy. I play tennis. And my backhand is even better. That guy wound up in one of the Star Trek movies, too, as a starship captain. And I do love, probably my favorite scene in the movie, is I love those dudes with the buzzsaws.
That's what I was trying to think of. That was really cool, too.
That was probably my favorite scene in the movie. Those guys are cool.
Yeah,
plus they got dispatched pretty easily.
Those were really cool.
Yeah, the one guy got his fucking head, octopus was sucking his face off. I thought was pretty good. And we did get a little bit more nudity. We got an ass shot in this, a little titty shot from Octopussy, at least her stand-in. So not too bad.
Yeah, with the freaking like the chain, the little hacksaws on the rope, that was fucking sweet.
They remind me of there's a kung fu movie I got here called the Guillotine, and they had the same things, those knives. So I'm sure they got that from that. But So once again, directed by John Glenn, who directs quite a few of these going forward.
Yeah.
And John Barry comes back to do the music. And I thought the music was really good. And you notice one of the things they said, if you notice in the movie, they do that James Bond theme a lot in this movie.
Yeah.
And the reason why they do the James Bond theme a lot in this movie is because they knew that Never Say Never Again, the competing movie that was coming out, they couldn't use any of that. So they wanted to really reinforce that that was what I remember when this came out in the big ads. Come see the real James Bond. They were really pushing the fact that this was from the producers that always made them, and that movie wasn't going to be. That movie ended up taking in $55 million. This took in $187 million. So even though they brought Sean Connery back, this was the bigger of the two movies.
Yeah.
I definitely like this movie. I do think that he's getting a bit older. He looks a little bit older in this movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say he definitely looks a little older.
He really looks old.
Really.
And that's why I think he wanted to leave, because he knew he was getting a little bit too old to be doing some of the stuff. But no, I definitely think it's a great film. Just with a few nits they have, but once again, I like all Roger Moore's movies. Even the next one coming up, that people think is probably the weakest of all the movies, and it did kind of bomb at the box office. But that year, a lot of movies bombed at the box office. It wasn't just A View to a Kill.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't bomb, but it bombed, comparatively like what the other ones did.
And then the next one is his very last one.
Yeah, the next Roger Moore one is
what's it called?
A View to a Kill.
View to a Kill. Okay.
But there's a lot to like about that movie, so we'll get to that.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Like
I said, I've loved all of these. They're like, maybe not all are perfect, but there's none of them that I would say like, no, it was okay. I have enjoyed all these movies, man.
Yeah, and I like Roger Moore. He's one of my
I've really grown to like him too. The last couple movies, I've really grown to like him,
and he has definitely grown into the part in this. By the time he gets to this movie.
Yeah, I really enjoyed him in this one as well. So, yeah, it's weird to see them like kind of age out through the movies too. You know what I mean? Like with him and Connery. So after we watch A View to a Kill, aren't we gonna go to that Never Say Never Again?
No, we're gonna watch Never Say Never Again next, because that is.
Oh, that's next. Oh, okay.
That's because that's the next one in chronological order.
Okay.
That came out the same year as this, 1983.
Yeah, because that's not in the box set.
That is not. It's on Amazon Prime. Maybe wants to watch it. You can watch it on Amazon Prime. So
yeah,
and that's what I'll be watching. Because
see if maybe Perry wants to come back for that one, because he loved. That's supposed to be a remake of, which one is that?
Remake. Well, it's kind of a quasi remake of Thunderball.
That was Perry's favorite one though. Was Thunderball? He was saying so. We'll have to maybe see if he wants to come on for that one.
So yeah, I mean, there's not a lot to say about this movie. I mean, what was your favorite? What was your favorite scene in the movie? The buzzsaw. What scenes do you like?
Favorite scene? It's tough. I did really enjoy a lot of them. I might say when those assassins come in with the buzzsaws and everything, and try to kill him. I like the fight scenes between him and also trying to save Octopussy. But I also really liked when he was in that, I did really like that scene when Magna steals, after sleeping with Bond and steals the Fabergé egg from him, and she like ties her like dress to the thing, and then she like falls back down. I thought that was really cool. I thought there was some really cool stuff going with this one, man. I definitely so I always thought it was so weird. I was like, Octopussy, what a weird name for a movie, man. But those two, I really enjoyed.
There's a lot of good. I mean, even like the scene in the beginning where they're chasing 009 dressed as a clown, when they're chasing him through the woods with after him with the knives. I thought that was a great scene.
Yeah,
that was really well done. So yeah, there's a lot of good scenes in this movie. They certainly didn't let down any of the action stuff. And really, it's because you got a director who was the second unit action director. So
Oh,
this
okay.
guy knows how to direct action
Yeah.
sequences.
Yeah, as I liked when he was getting chased through the jungle too. That was really cool. And then when he tells the kid, the tiger, he's like, "Down, sit,"
Yeah, that was a little ridiculous, but
Yeah,
Bond is an animal soother.
yeah,
You can talk to the animals, a
right.
wild animal no less. You know,
Oh my God, yeah,
just stay there. The thing just lays down. But
yeah, yeah.
that was a little goofy.
What are
But
you gonna do?
no, but certainly not the, that's why when people say, oh, there's a lot of clunkers, there isn't really a lot of clunkers in the James Bond
Yeah,
series.
I haven't
And
seen.
if
I
there are,
haven't
they're
seen
more toward
any.
the end.
Yeah, I was gonna say I haven't seen any so far, but
Right.
we'll see. I feel like it starts. You get the maybe some of the clunkers once you get to Pierce Brosnan, and that
Yeah.
I think they just get a little
Yeah.
really Hollywood once Pierce, like with
I would say his last one is probably the worst
the
of the
worst
bunch.
one.
His movies aren't
What's the
terrible.
last one? The one with
And the
Halle
thing
Berry?
is, what's that?
Is the last one with Halle Berry?
Die Another Day was the last one. Yeah, I think that's the last one. And there's an argument to be made. Well, I don't really particularly care for a lot of the Daniel Craigs. They're not terrible movies. I just think
Right.
they're terrible Bond. I just think as a Bond movie, they're not the direction I would have taken. But
Yeah.
but some people love those movies, and
Right.
some people those are the only knowledge they have of James Bond. But
Yeah.
so yeah, I guess we're not rating it, but if I had to rate this one, I would put it below. It wouldn't be last. I think it would be probably, it'd be. I would probably say Spy Love Me is still my favorite James Bond movies with Roger Moore. Moonraker, because I just love Moonraker.
Yeah.
For Your Eyes Only. Then I like Live and Let Die, and I like and I probably put Octopus maybe before Man with the Golden Gun. Maybe, I don't know. They're pretty close. Man with the Golden Gun I like too. See, as you said, there's not really,
they're all pretty
they're
close
all
to me.
pretty
I'd
good.
say what was it? My favorite of his though would be Live and Let Die. Or wait, no, Spy Love Me. Spy
Yeah.
Love Me.
Spy Love Me is the Underwater Kingdom there. That's still
but I'd say maybe Spy Who Loved Me, Man with a Golden Gun, Moonraker. Then
yeah, I still think Spy Love Me is the high point for Roger Moore. I love
For
that
Your
movie.
Eyes Only, and then Live and Let Die. Live and Let Die is probably the weakest one to me, just because I feel like that's him kind of imitating Connery and just
Right.
not really.
Yeah, I mean, I would put I would probably put the villains of this movie on the same level as like For Your Eyes Only, which I didn't think had great villains.
And that's probably why Man with a Golden Gun is high up for me, because of
the villain's good.
Yeah, the villain's really good in that with the little guy, and then
right.
Yeah, it's really
in the last movie, I think the last movie has the edge because I love that guy that played Columbo that ultimately helped them out. I think that guy's great in that movie, but the main bad guy wasn't all that great.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, low key villains. Low key villains.
Yeah.
The next villain we get is kind of an over the top villain. I won't say he's going to take over the world, but he's definitely, as played by Christopher Walken, pretty over the top. But
Christopher Walken's in it.
But interesting.
I can't wait. Yeah, I can't wait for that. I love Christopher.
Yeah, I just watched Prophecy today, and I thought he was great in that movie.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
Playing Gabriel.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so that's I guess it's going to wind up our James Bond review for this week. Octopussy. We're almost done with Roger Moore. Roger Moore only has one more picture to go.
Right. Just
move on to a new Bond.
Say never.
But yeah, we're going to take a little bit of a break and go back to Sean Connery.
Yeah.
And see how Sean Connery does as kind of an older Bond, but a suave Bond nevertheless. So our next movie is Never Say Never Again. If you want to watch it, it's up on Amazon Prime. So check it out there. And come back when we review that, hopefully within the next couple of weeks. So Any closing thoughts on?
Well, next week will be saying that or
Yeah,
the
Never Say Never Again will be the
yeah,
next one we do. Yeah,
couple. Yeah, so then the week after we'll have that one. Wow, man.
you do.
Yeah, we're all basically done with frickin' Roger Moore.
Yeah,
Crazy.
one more for Roger Moore, and then he's done. I can't believe we finally. And he had 7 movies, so
Yeah.
it was long. So number 13. Next time it'll be number 14 once we get back into the original series. So
Damn.
and
Yeah,
there's what? And there's
through 'em.
what is it? 29 movies or 26 movies, something like that.
Yeah,
So
like
we're
that.
halfway through the series.
Yeah,
Woo-hoo.
I can't wait, man. 'Cause I've been wanting to get to some Pierce Brosnan too, man. Because I grew up loving GoldenEye. So
Yeah, well, we'll take a couple movie Timothy Dalton fix, and then we'll get the Pierce.
oh yeah, we still got Dalton. Yeah,
Yeah,
two.
so
He got 2, right, or
we
just one?
got 2. Yeah.
So the
And he
only
maybe would have got more if there wasn't there was a big legal battle strike going on, unfortunately. So,
yeah.
but
Yeah, man, I've grown to fucking really love James Bond, man. I never was I never was a huge Bond fan, and I never even really got into the Craig ones, man. But yeah, dude, I've been loving these movies, man. I can't say it enough, man. I've become a big Bond fan. And it's been like a highlight to my Mondays, man, is to watch Bond and then bullshit with you at the end of the
yeah, in the
night.
case of the Mondays, make sure you watch James Bond and
Yeah, buddy.
take your mind off it.
Yes.
All right, well, thank everybody for doing that. Don't forget, we have more stuff coming up. Dylan's got DHS coming up next time you see this. Our next one, whenever this comes
I've
out.
already done the dark half.
Yeah,
We did
already did the dark half.
Bubba Hotep, and that was a blast. Everybody had a lot of fun with that. But yeah, the dark half will probably be out by the time this comes out. So
yeah, so look for that. Look for some more shorts on my channel. Always dropping some shorts and doing some stuff. So keep an eye open for that.
yes, sir.
And we'll see you next time for Never Say Never Again with Sean Connery.
Heck yeah, looking forward to it, brother.
All right, man. Peace out.
Have a good one, y'all.
You take. Oh, there we go. We got balloons, motherfucker. Not that balloon.
Gotta have them.
All right. I can't hit the end button. It won't end.